Hello and welcome to NYCryptoTalk. Today I'm going to be doing an ICO review on EQUI. So what is EQUI and what is it looking to accomplish in the blockchain space? Well, EQUI is a blockchain-powered ecosystem that is connecting the traditional venture capital of real estate, luxury assets with the cryptocurrency technology and linking existing people in the crypto space, investors, people who are not accredited investors in the typical sense of a venture capitalist, and allowing them to get into the venture capital industry through the platform. So they're looking to allow individuals to diversify cryptocurrency with outside sectors by being able to bridge the blockchain space and the technology with the assets of other industries such as venture capital that include things like tech startups, real estate, traditional assets such as jewelry, art, and so forth, allowing any individual to become an accredited investor on the platform by using their KYC process once the platform goes live. So EQUI looks to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency community as an access point to the markets that are known to be a lot more stable and provide strong returns to successful professional investors for decades. Depending on how you like to invest your money, obviously diversification is a big thing, and a lot of people are not a big fan of cryptocurrency because of how volatile it is. Well, EQUI will allow individuals to be able to diversify a little bit and allow yourself to utilize your cryptocurrency to be able to get into other sectors. So myself personally, I invest in other things other than cryptocurrency as far as mutual funds and so forth. I would like to get into real estate, and this would allow me to go into those type of industries without having to put down a huge sum of money and being an accredited investor. If you're in the United States, you might be familiar that there is a net worth test. The SEC specifically defines what an accredited investor needs as far as income and or net worth is. So if you have $200,000 yearly or $300,000 if you're filing married jointly with a spouse, you need to have had that in the past 2 years and have that in the existing year as well, or have a net worth of over $1 million. Other countries have many similar functionality when it comes to being an accredited investor. The company EQUI is actually based in the UK, and they do have strict regulations as well as far as being a venture capitalist. So this is what they're trying to be able to do. They're trying to be able to allow the barrier to get into this industry a lot easier and a lot simpler from people who want to be able to invest into other projects. The two main people in the project, Doug Barrowman and Lady Michelle Moan, who's a Baroness of Mayfair OBE, have many years' experience successfully sourcing and accelerating high-growth investments. In 2015, former Prime Minister David Cameron appointed Michelle Moan as the government's new entrepreneurship czar for areas of high unemployment. She was tasked with undertaking a review of obstacles faced by the people in disadvantaged areas when it comes to setting up their own business. In particular, her findings would reveal how benefit claimants, women, young people, disabled people, and ex-offenders could be encouraged to become entrepreneurs. She's one of the most successful entrepreneurs in the United Kingdom, and she has been dealing with venture capitalism, startups, entrepreneurs, new companies. There was a CNN interview. It is actually on their YouTube channel, on EQUI's YouTube channel, where they actually were interviewed at CNN, and they talk about the project and how they feel it's different and how it's going to represent changes for cryptocurrency, allowing traditional individuals to get into different types of funds and allow themselves to have a better chance to diversify their income streams. Currently, there's a public pre-sale going on for the ICO. It ends at the end of May, and they plan to sell 16.25 million tokens, and there is a discount if you go on right now, a 40% discount. The public token sale will begin June 1st and end June 30th. They plan to sell 90.1 million tokens, and they do have discounts depending on when you get in. The use of the funds, I'm a big proponent when it comes to what is the utilization of the funds. 35% is going to research and development, platform technology, and hardware. Then there's going to be 15% in sales, marketing, outreach, and partnerships. There's going to be 17.5% in HR operations and fixed costs. There's 12.5 in legal due diligence, and then 20% in investment surplus. So it is a good breakdown. Obviously, R&D, platform, and tech, I would like a bigger breakdown of it. But when it comes to the technology behind the platform, I don't think they need what a normal traditional blockchain platform or ICO would normally need as far as R&D and tech. They need more when it comes to outreach, partnerships, being able to get traditional companies to be able to look into the platform, maybe new partnerships with traditional venture capitalists to be able to utilize the platform and work with them hand in hand. So obviously this is a different model. It's a very unique platform, so I won't be going into too much technical details on this review. A very interesting model on how to be able to use funds on an outside of the blockchain world. So safe and secure, the system will have a safe and secure, easy to use interface. They also stand by the GDPR regulations that are coming out. There's going to be a broad range of investment opportunities available, including real estate, tech startups, classic assets, more. We'll go through that in the actual paper. There's rewards, so token holders will receive rewards for holding tokens within the platform, almost like a staking mechanism where you can be offered up new opportunities, discounts, investor education, and there might be more information about actual token information, if there's going to be tokenized rewards or not. And everything will be built on Ethereum virtual machine, and the smart contracts will all be done through going to their website. You can actually see that their MVP is going to be coming out in sometime in June, so sometime next month. So minimally viable product. Hopefully we should have a platform or a beta that we can actually utilize and see how the system is going to work and how they're going to offer up different options to be able to invest into these different platforms or these different opportunities. So looking at the overview of the platform itself, this is the light paper. They don't actually have a full white paper. I could not find on the page. They do have a light paper and then a sales sheet, which is what I just went over. So the platform overview, I am going to kind of give you a high level understanding of what the project's going to be and how it looks. So there's going to be a registration where a KYC is for the ICO. Once you're actually on the site, you will then have the ability to create an account, and then once you have an account, you can also, if you plan on investing, then you will have the opportunity within the system. You will be going through an accreditation verification, which should only take a handful of minutes. It's not a traditional way of accrediting yourself. You don't have to go through the whole financial feasibility. It's a very simple kind of know your customer, similar functionality as just being able to go through the ICO. So then each project showcased on the platform will be stored using a set of smart contracts. So each of the different projects will be available, and all the information in regards to it as far as the estimated project maturity, targets and caps. They'll talk about whether or not how much money they need to get for it, whether it's a seeding, what type of seeding it is, the targets, as well as how long it's going to take for the money to mature or your investment to mature. Then there's going to be a dashboard, which is easy to use. It's going to allow you to understand what is available to you, how much tokens you have, the different programs that are available. You can change your tokens to the EQUI vest tokens, which is basically the tokens that you use to vest into the project, or you maintain your token. EQUI token, the traditional token, which is just the ERC20 token. The EQUI vest is going to be interchangeable on the platform, so whether or not you're coming out of a vest, you can then switch it back to a token and then go into the exchanges. And I'll go through the process of how the token works. And then there's the investment returns. Upon maturity of a project, returns are distributed to the relevant proportions on the actual accounts. And I'll go into the different breakdowns of that because there is an 80-20 split. 80% of the profits go directly to the person who vested it and 20% back to the platform. I'm not a big fan of how they have that broken down. Obviously, I believe in the way of being able to take a stake in the investment, but I guess allowing individuals to get into big projects that they traditionally normally wouldn't go into, I guess having a higher interest would make sense. 20% just seems a little bit on the high side for myself. Then there's the platform rewards and the token loyalty program, which will offer up different options that you might have. There is regulation. As I mentioned, they will be following the GDPR regulations, and they'll also be following the Unregulated Collective Investment Scheme, which UCIS, as per the UK statutory regulation and the FCA guidance. So the different type of opportunities that they will be allowing. One is venture capital. So venture capital are traditionally offered to top-tier investors who are extremely wealthy. The average individual isn't able to access them. So EQUI looks to change that with the EQUI platform, decentralizing the overall venture capital space and allowing easy access to investors from lower income brackets and a broader societal demographic. Here's an example of some venture capital funds. These are some famous funds that show you kind of how much money was put in as a venture capital stage and how much it's currently valuated at. So if we look at things like Facebook that had a venture capital of about $2.53 billion, it is now evaluated at over $104 billion. Things like Alibaba, $1.1 billion, now it's $167 billion. So you can see here the actual size of the total funding at exit. Twitter is approximately $500 million. As we know, it is definitely in the billions right now. Same thing goes for Groupon, Google, and many other platforms that had venture capitalists involved within the project. So you can see where venture capitalists could actually make a huge amount of money, and things like this is non-traditional way of taking your cryptocurrency and investing it in other means. Real estate is also a big thing nowadays. A lot of companies are now looking to move real estate into the crypto market and having real evaluation of cryptocurrency, a backed cryptocurrency utilizing real estate. So traditionally, large net worth individuals have a raw capital to fund these type of investments. EQUI will change that by offering smaller shares to a broader range of investors. By doing this, you are able to own a portion of a building and then in turn earn money back on the project as it goes forth and as the margin increases. They'll also offer up luxury assets, things that people have done through venture capitalism, and these can be anything from cars, jewelries, coins, wine, art, diamonds, furniture, and the like. So a lot of these things come down to how they want to be able to utilize different types of investment schemes. So some of these are short-term and low risk and might outperform things like cryptocurrency because there's a general steady increase in appreciation for some of these items. So the investment process is pretty straightforward. Basically, the team identifies an existing opportunity. They do have a very well mature team when it comes to investment. If we look at the breakdown of the team, you will see that most of the experience from the team is not really from the technological standpoint. A lot of it is from the investment standpoint, which for most of the time would scare me. But for this type of project, I actually think it makes sense because they need a couple of core people when it comes to the technology side, but they really need most of their focus to be able to acquire, look, and try to get proposals for being able to go into this venture capital field and getting good investments. Then they will do their evaluation and due diligence on the actual items that are in hand. Then they will do a transaction which will allow all the EQUI participants to fund the investment, and the EQUI team will work with the legal representatives to project manage the transaction through to completion. Then there will be ongoing support and monitoring, so the EQUI team will take a proactive approach to manage and reassure as the project continues on to make sure that they'll meet their goals and it fits within the risk profile of the existing platform. And then the exit. So the EQUI team will then analyze market conditions and the evaluation of the investment to achieve the prime exit position based on the current market evaluation. And they'll basically work from beginning to end. All you need to do is sit by and hope that everything when it comes to the actual evaluation was true to form and that they're making the right moves. So as long as they have a good solid team behind them and they know what they're doing, you're pretty much hands off, and it is just looking at getting a good return of investment. So here's the token model. As I mentioned before, there are two ways to acquire the EQUI token. One is through the ICO, which is currently ongoing, and then once it hits an exchange, basically once it hits the exchange, it'll go into an ERC20 wallet, and then basically you'll have a EQUI token at that point. You can then deposit it onto the EQUI platform, and if you pass the accreditation, you can then convert your EQUI token to EQUIVest. And then from EQUIVest, you can actually invest into a project. And then once the dividends are the returns are paid out, you'll be paid in EQUIVest. Then you can convert them back to EQUI token and then move it back to the exchange. So there should be an arrow coming here from the depositing to the EQUI platform because there is a holder status, and basically someone who just wants to hold it within the platform, they can keep it here and just keep it on the actual platform to accrue whatever type of incentive that is going to be offered by the platform. So back to the accreditation process. So once the platform is fully functional and available to the public, there will be an additional verification process in order to become an EQUI accredited investor and participate in projects listed on the platform. The process, however, is quick and seamless, requiring you to undergo a second KYC process and a simple self-certification as a sophisticated investor to ensure that you understand the risk associated with these types of investments and are of sound mind to do so. The process takes no more than 5 minutes and does not mean you would need to go through a large net worth or need to be an institution, unlike the traditional method of becoming an accredited investor in the capital world. Welcome to blockchain. Gotta love that. So basically, they're going to talk about the different types of risk. If you're willing to do that, they're probably just going to have some legal terminology there just to make sure that you understand that this is an investment. It is not a security and is not classified as a security. It is basically just a platform to look to invest. Looking at the team behind the project, Doug Barrowman is the lead founder of the project. He is an experienced and successful businessman who spent his entire career investing and operating businesses. At age 22, his first venture was to open 3 paintball sites in Scotland. After that, in 1999, he actually went to start his own investment vehicle, Aston Ventures. Over the next 10 years, Aston Ventures made 13 acquisitions of old economy businesses with a total turnover in excess of £400 million. In recent years, Aston has focused on technology investments and property investments. Since 2008, he has built the Knox Group of companies, and as founder and chairman, he oversees a diverse and successful collection of companies whose business activities include private equity, property, and wealth management. He employs over 350 people, and the funds that he has managed are approaching £3 billion. So he's basically trying to embrace blockchain technology and a passion for what he believes in and how he believes cryptocurrency market can achieve. Actually successfully launched the first large-scale property development to be available for sale in Bitcoin. EQUI is another first offering investment opportunities backed by leading entrepreneurs in the cryptocurrency market. So basically, he is a big cryptocurrency person, and he has a lot of experience when it comes to technology as well as property. So he knows what he's doing as far as the technology side is concerned, and he is very big into cryptocurrency. The next person is Baroness Michelle Mone of Mayfair, OBE. As I mentioned earlier, she was one of the UK's most influential businesswomen and an award-winning entrepreneur. She was appointed the Startup Business Czar in 2015 by the previous Prime Minister. She has many accomplishments, even from the Queen. So when it comes down to it, she is actually very big into looking into business ventures that might be successful. She's worked in the past on technology businesses. She's pursued interest in cryptocurrency market in the past few years. In 2017, she was pivotal in the launch of a $250 million development of 2 residential towers and a retail complex in Dubai to the cryptocurrency community. So also a big advocate for cryptocurrency and very big into business ventures and new companies. So I definitely feel that she has the experience, at least on the business side, to help lead. Looking at their core investment team, they do have a handful of investment people who are successful for both technology, real estate, as well as just acquisitions of projects. So a lot of these individuals have been working with Aston Ventures investments. So a lot of these people have a very common interest. They understand the people who they're working with, and they have a lot of experience when it comes to acquiring projects. So they have a very big core investment team. Looking at their project team, they have Duncan Cameron, who is a blockchain enthusiast. He's actually was the author of Bitcoin for Dummies, and he has a lot of experience when it comes to cryptocurrency. He was also the co-founder of Casino Coin Foundation. So there's a lot of technology behind his background, and I'm sure his team is going to be very influential with the tech side of it and making sure that the project is working as fluidly as possible. They also have an advisory team of a lot of entrepreneurs who are looking into investing in this investment platform. So there's a lot of individuals here who are very experienced with the project. They also have blockchain advisors who have a lot of experience within the industry, and more people who are investment strategists. So what do I think of the project? I definitely think that moving into the venture capital area is a big theme nowadays. If you guys have not watched Silicon Valley, you can definitely know the theme of venture capitalists is a big item, and people really don't understand what it is because it's not very well known to most individuals, at least people who are not rich. So I think when it comes down to venture capitalism, I do believe moving into that type of industry, or at least allowing individuals to go into that type of industry, is a definite push for blockchain, allowing regular people to be involved in projects that normally they wouldn't be able to. Cryptocurrency is allowing people to do things they currently couldn't do. People who have no banking structure, third world countries who have no banking structure, can have it with cryptocurrency. So EQUI is allowing individuals who normally wouldn't be able to invest into a major corporation or a major project. It'll allow them to be able to have a say in it, or allow them to have a piece of the pie in a different way that normally we wouldn't be able to. So I think EQUI has good technology. I think it has a good team behind it. I think the vision is definitely there. So obviously this is not financial advice. This is just my personal opinion. I definitely feel that EQUI has a lot going for it, and definitely as long as people understand what it is and how they can actually make a different type of diversification in their fund, they'll realize that this is a type of platform that will allow that and allow individuals to kind of understand blockchain technology a little bit more. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification for more videos. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.